Guys, it is that time. The road to WrestleMania is finally here. Royal Rumble is all done, sealed in a bag, finished, send off, done. It is time for the road to WrestleMania, people. And I will say this about tonight. They are definitely making you feel like WrestleMania is right around the corner. We have 69 days to go to WrestleMania, and we have only a few weeks until the next pay per view, which is, I think, is the Elimination Chamber. Because there's not going to be any pay per views in March. It's going to be completely a free month, and then they're going to move on to April, as far as I can remember. But honestly, guys, they're making you feel like it's the road to WrestleMania. They're making you feel that WrestleMania is right around the corner. But they didn't forget about the Elimination Chamber. They actually did have a qualifying match with the faces versus the heels, or the Shield versus the other guys, the faces, pretty much. You got you got Daniel Bryan, you got John Cena, and you got Sheamus. There's gonna be three combatants in the Elimination Chamber, which is something that I'm absolutely looking forward to watch. And honestly, we end up finding out the second inductee into the Hall of Fame, which is Jake the Snake Roberts. Awesome. Actually, I thought he was in there already, but he should have been there a long time ago. But it was really nice seeing Jake the Snake Roberts footage again, because I it's funny for me is, as a child, I never thought about Jake the Snake Roberts being a heel. I just didn't. I just loved the guy. I just loved the character. I just never really considered him a heel. I just thought his snakes made him mean. But his ball constrictors were flat out cool. I never really thought of him as a heel. That's just me speaking out personally. But personally, I just never thought of him in that way. But it's really great to see Jake the Snake Roberts being in the Hall of Fame. Honestly, guys, I really feel that Taker's going to be on that list. I really feel that Taker's going to be on that list, and I'm hoping that Randy Savage is going to be on there too. I'm not holding my breath. I'm not going to like say, "Oh, it's going to happen." I don't know, but I really do feel that the Undertaker is going to be on the list, and it's going to be his last WrestleMania he's going to wrestle in. But besides all that, that's something that's a whole new video in itself. But let's just talk about Raw. Honestly, the opener was pretty interesting because it pretty much addressed the elephant in the room. Like, we all knew after watching the Rumble last night that something was up. Like, not seeing Daniel Bryan in the Royal Rumble after seeing him fight Bray Wyatt, was something that a lot of the fans were just not happy about. And I'm kind of happy they kind of addressed the elephant in the room and they kind of played it out the way that they did. But it's like they're really trying to make the Authority look like a bunch of bullies. But honestly, they're kind of neutral. I mean, yeah, sure, they have some kind of smart remarks going back and forth and some witty banter going back and forth, but that's how they are. But they're kind of neutral. They're not just trying to destroy people's lives like they used to before. Maybe in an indirect way, but they're not as direct as they used to be. So it's kind of making Daniel Bryan look like a paranoid hippie, pretty much. But regardless of that, I really liked the opener. I really liked how they set that up and how they addressed that moment. And also with Randy Orton, I don't like that. I don't like this heel Randy Orton. I don't. And I didn't see the championship match. I fell asleep watching it. It was that freaking boring. But hearing that the Wyatt family kind of interfered, I'm like, okay, then they're going to extend this towards WrestleMania, and he's going to lose it then. Okay, sure, whatever. He's going to have an epic loss, which is something that makes sense. But honestly, the segment that made it good for me was the tension between Lesnar and Batista. This is a match that I want to see in Elimination Chamber. I really do want to see this match. And seeing Orton versus Batista is going to be an awesome match. I don't care what anybody says. Yeah, I like Daniel Bryan, but I want to see Batista versus Orton. I'm sorry, I want to see Batista versus Orton. I like Daniel Bryan, but no, I don't want to see him in a match with Orton. I want to see him in a match with somebody else, just not with Orton. It just wouldn't fit. I mean, not with me personally, but I don't know. But uh, it's no. I really do want to see Batista versus Orton, but then seeing Lesnar versus Batista at the Elimination Chamber, thumbs up for me. They need to book that and need to book it now. And honestly, it really makes me happy to see them giving Naomi a push because she's a really great athlete. She's probably the only athlete her size that can really take on the big boy. She can even take on Tamina, and that's impressive for me. And it really does show that it's a possibility that they're going to have a Divas match at WrestleMania. Probably not at the Elimination Chamber, but at WrestleMania, to where she's going to win the belt for the first time. I hope that happens. I'm rooting for her. She will be a great Divas champ, and she will represent that belt well. But let's move on to other matches. I really didn't care about the other matches. I didn't have a chance to see Kofi before, but when I saw him jump from 11 feet from one area to another, that's classic Kofi. I love me some Kofi Kingston, but I didn't think that Kofi was going to win. But honestly, I didn't really care about the other matches. I really tried to, but I didn't really care much about them. The only one I cared about was the one that had Emma in it, and I think that was a Fandango match. And I always love Emma. She entertains me. Every time I see her, it's like she's like, where's Waldo? Except it's like, where's Emma? I love her for that reason. And I love her on NXT, and I'm hoping that she'll actually have a debut on Raw. But as for the main event, I absolutely loved the main event. Well, actually, I didn't care much for the main event. I'm gonna be real. I didn't care much for the main event at all because I kind of knew the outcome. I knew the face was gonna win because let's face it, the Shield is breaking apart. They're breaking apart by the seams because of Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns neutered the Hounds of Justice. He just took their boys, cut them off, and threw them away. That's what Roman Reigns has done to the Shield, and that's how it's gonna forever be. So that's the reason why I didn't really care much for the Shield, because I knew they were going to lose because they're already breaking apart. They're going to probably break apart at WrestleMania. So I knew the face was going to win, and that didn't really mean much to me because I kind of knew the outcome. But honestly, my overall thoughts of Raw was this. They really did something with their pay-per-view. They didn't forget about it. They didn't try to pump it up at the last minute. They're actually trying to build up the card now, which is a thumbs up for them. Plus, they also have the debut of the WWE Network in 28 days. I don't know what the King was talking about in 2 days, but in 28 days, WWE Network is going to be on the air. So they have to do something to keep people interested in watching their pay-per-views, which is smart. So honestly, I'm really happy for that. Plus, it actually did make you feel like it's the road to WrestleMania, as well as giving you the inductees for the Hall of Fame. So they're making you really feel like it's the road to WrestleMania this time. So honestly, guys, I'm kind of looking forward to WrestleMania as well as the Elimination Chamber. I think it's going to have a decent card. But I want to hear what you guys think about it. Leave a comment in the comment section below or send me a video response on how you feel about WrestleMania as well as for tonight's Raw. Or, yeah, pretty much for tonight's Raw. Snitch Girl 30 signing off. Peace out.